Okay, we're back, complete with a refreshed cup of coffee. So what we've done is we've printed 3 sheets. Whoa, 3 sheets. There's the first. I don't know if you can see the colour differences. There's your second. If you look at the yellow, it's changed in tone. It's brighter, it's lighter, paler. And then if you look there, you can see the 3 changes. Now, so we've done our 3. Now let's get to the interesting stuff. Again, reiterating, that was put through purely to flush the system through of the old ink to get you through the dye sublimation ink. So we've gone, that's gone. Now we're going to introduce our friend here, the mug press. And what I'm going to do is plug the mug press in, and I'm going to move some stuff to do that. Get it right out of our way. Declutter. As I say, we're going to be making this video far more professionally, but for now we wanted an urgent series of instructions out. I'm going to pull our mug press over, and I'm just going to heat it up, get it heated up, so that we don't have to wait for that live on video. Serves no purpose. So, before I print out the image that we're going to put on a mug, here, I want to take you through a typical mug press. Now, I'm going to slide our printer out of the way, and I'm going to pull in the mug press and make that the focal point. This is a mug press that we sell, and it is a damn good mug press. It's well made, so on and so forth. But everybody will tell you that, so I'm not going to bang on about it. But what I want to do is go through typical settings. First thing to understand is, once you've got this element, let's pull this forward. Once you've got this element here up to temperature, the minute you put a cold mug in, it will drain heat from the element and transfer that energy and that heat to the cold mug, which is exactly its purpose. So we have to compensate for that in our timing. And when I turn around and say to you it's a dwell time, you can call it whatever you want, but we just use it, we term it as a dwell time. And that is purely the period of time that it takes to put a cold mug in, for the temperature to reduce from the element and then build back up to sublimation temperature. Okay? So, why don't I just... Yeah, I didn't plan this out, so please bear with me. I'm trying to think the best way to show you what is going on. Okay, let's just... Sorry about the crackling. We sell mugs, or we sell them in presentation boxes, etc, etc. They cost about £1.50 a mug. We're not the cheapest, but what we do is supply a good mug and it will work. All I wanted to do was very quickly make sure that this was set, the pressure was set right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, all I've done there is set the pressure on the mug, and I've done that before it gets hot. So let's just turn this Billy Do on. There we go. Hit the OK button. We work in centigrade. Okay. Now, temperature I always use is 183, 182, 183. Sublimation starts in the 190s. I think it's 196, 197, there or thereabouts. That's at room temperature, but because we're pressing and there's no air in between, sublimation actually starts at 180, there or thereabouts. Everybody will scream now and say I'm wrong. Well, let's watch and let's have a look at it. It's just how we term it. So we've set the temperature of the element to go to 183. Okay, now we're talking time. Now, do you remember I discussed dwell with you? We believe that 30 seconds dwell time for the cold mug to absorb the heated energy, reducing the element's temperature and build back up to the correct 183 temperature is about 30 seconds. So on our clock here we've got 180 seconds, which is 3 minutes, plus 30, which is 210. I hope mathematically I'm correct on that. And then we go OK, and it shows you as low temperature. What that is now going to do is build up to temperature. Okay, now whilst that's building, let's slide that over. And I've done this in this cycle because there's nothing much to watch. And let's bring our printer in and bring that to the fore. And let's go print an image. Now I'm using CorelDRAW on a Windows 10 machine. You do have to use good prime software in order that you can use IC profiles if you need to do so. You can use any software you choose, but you can't always use ICC profiles. I don't want to get into that right now. So I've quickly got an image. I'm in CorelDRAW, as they say, and I'm going to set the printer now to what I consider to be good settings. We're going to set the paper type to Epsom matte. We're going to set the quality to high. And if you go onto the More Options tab, right at the very bottom you've got a checkbox that says Mirror Image. I've checked that. So I'm okay with those settings, and I'm okay, and I'm now going to tell it to print. And print. Hopefully that will send it to the printer. It's all being kind to me at the moment, it's all working. Ah, this is where I get the cup of coffee. You can just see here the temperatures are at 175, 176, 77, so it's going to start buzzing shortly saying come on, we're ready to go. Now, doing mugs, how do we do it? We like to keep things simple. Simple's good. So you're going to want 2 pieces of tape, heat tape, to hold your image in place. Now I always fold over, so let's lose that. Then all I would do, when I do it, then you can do it how you wish. Everyone's got their own method. It's on the surface, cut one, on the surface, cut 2, and there you go, I've got 2 pieces of heat tape. Then to close the tape back up, I will quickly, because it can be a nightmare finding the end again, stick something on there, and there you go, you can always find the end every time. There we go, the buzzing says we're good to go. Now I should have brought down with me a guillotine or something, I haven't, so we're going to do this with scissors. Please excuse me. Now it's possible that I've got this on the wrong side of the paper. If I have, we'll turn it into a session showing you how not to do it, and we get the benefit of seeing the differences. If I've got it right, I'm a star and we'll just carry on. Now I've only put 1 image on this piece of paper. We divide a piece of paper into 3, and I'll show you what I mean by that. There we go, there's our image, that's printed out. You can get 3 images on that sheet of paper. Again, keeping it simple. Purists will tell you, no, that's not the way to do it. Now, we're done with our friend the printer now, so let's move him out the way. And let's give centre stage to what we're doing on this billy do here. Now, I'm going to carefully cut. I find it really awkward having to show people what we're doing step by step. We have put an online TV studio together, which is where I'm working now, and we are currently working on techniques how to present. We don't always get it right. So what we've got there, we've got our image, it's mirrored, so on and so forth. We've got our mug. How do we align it? Well, let's use the top surface, shall we? There. And all I would do very quickly is centralise it. You can print if you want full wrap. If you want to go right further around the mug, you can print it slightly differently. But the purpose of this exercise is to show you a mug. Roughly, that kind of does. Take one piece of tape and you would pop that on, and that's in position. Take another piece of tape, pop that on, and pop that in. And I expect that temperature to start dropping. You know, you're not going to see it because what you're doing now is it's on CDL, countdown. So now it's just counting it down and it's starting the sublimation process at the point it gets back up to the correct temperature. I can waffle on about this, or I can have the coffee and we can watch and see what comes out. And I'm going to move this to take centre position. Heat presses. Let's just have a quick word on heat presses. We have people coming on the phone to us afterwards saying the printer's no good. We ask why. Well, I'm not getting an image on my mug. Where did you get the mugs is the first question. Well, I went down to Tesco's and got some. Ain't gonna work. You need a sublimation coated mug. And the reason is, the process of sublimation, it turns the inert particles, heat turns the inert particles within the ink into a gaseous state. That then is transferred into the coating on the mug, and that is exactly how it works. So you can't use just any old mug, it must be a sublimation mug. People come along and they have a go at us and they say, well, the printer's not working right, the ink's not good, the paper's not good. Invariably it comes down to the press. If you've paid £40 for a press off one of the marketplace sites, it isn't going to work the same as if you pay £100. I would expect people to be aware of that, but unfortunately they're not. Some of the presses just work purely on Fahrenheit. Well, I'm sorry, we work on centigrade because that's the standard within the UK, isn't it? So we don't work on Fahrenheit, but we will convert it for you. I'm not going to give you a conversion over the phone. Google it. I'm sorry, on this video, Google it and you'll see it there. But are you doing the right temperatures and the right times? What I hear repeatedly is, oh, I read on the internet you can press a mug in a minute. I've not been able to do it. Yes, you can get something on a mug in a minute and it looks okay, but 3 minutes is perfect. We've always found that the time to be 3 minutes. We've tried some of these lower times, yet we go back to it time and time again. We take people back to 3 minutes and it invariably rectifies the issues that they've got. So on your press, I'm going to reiterate the temperature 180 to 183 degrees centigrade. The time is 3 minutes. You add a dwell time of 30 seconds for it to take a cold mug to hot or warm before it starts the sublimation process, and then it goes through the countdown and away we go. If people come on to us, we will be saying exactly the same again and again. All I've been doing is waffling to fill the time that this press has taken here. Another point I want to make is, once you've printed or once you've transferred, sublimated onto a mug, then I would always run it under a warm tap, changing the temperature of the tap, and that allows you to put the mugs into a dishwasher. If you don't quench them, what will happen is you will get the inks coming running down the back. And if you don't do it, you'll understand what I mean. I don't have examples here, sorry about that. Well, I'm done enough waffling. let's have a look, see if I got this right in any way, shape or form. Now all you do is just watch what we do, and you can see whether it's right or wrong. Oh, I seem to have got that right. There we go. That's the transfer coming off. And there is our mug. Nice glossy mug and a very sharp, clear image. And that's the image that was on there. And that's the image we've got onto the mug. If you notice, you'll see that on the mug it's in a different order. This is my partner's, my wife's son Jay. He's over this side and Carla's on that side. On the mug it's reverse on the image, and that's why you mirror it so it comes out right on the mug. I'm going to turn off our press now. We don't need it on any longer. We're done. And that basically is that. I'll go off and I'll quench this shortly under a tap, and the process of quenching, I turn it on warm and then gradually take it to cold. If you do it cold, straight on it, you stand a fair chance of snapping off the handles. If you're doing a production run, you can put warm water in a bucket, put them into a bucket, and gradually the bucket will get warmer because you're constantly putting hot mugs in it. So there's many things to do from here, but you don't need me to waffle on. I hope you've got a good understanding. Give us a shout if you're struggling. If you bought the package from us, give us a shout. We do run, I don't want to say school, I don't want to say we teach. We train, we offer advice, but what we want our customers to do is, that's what we want you to get on the first mug from the printer kit that we send out to you. If you're not getting that, give us a shout and we'll take you through it and see if we can help you fix it. I hope this helps. Thank you.